Welcome back, Tamia. We've been having a lovely time with her name. We've been calling you all sorts of names except the right one.
Exactly.
Her name is Tamia.
Yes.
Tamia Dow, right?
Tamia Dow, yes.
Absolutely. And you're actually a minister, aren't you?
I am a minister. I am a filmmaker. I am a retired police officer.
Oh.
Should I keep going?
I'm glad. No. The police officer, that was perfect because now I behave myself. I don't want to be dragged in. I mean, she might drag me in for something I'm going to say. I don't know. Anyway, how are you?
For something that you say.
Something I might say the wrong thing. I don't know.
I'm doing well, actually.
You're doing well.
I'm doing very well, yes. Since we last met, and I
Yes.
thank you for inviting me back.
Absolutely.
Since we last met, I made another film.
See this woman, she never stops. What is the film you made and what's it about? And how did the other one first? How did the other one do?
Oh, it went very well. We won an award. We won an award
did?
at the 48-hour film project. We won an award for the
I
best.
happened to be down there and I interviewed her on the red carpet, but I
Yes,
didn't
you
know
did.
you won. You did win.
No, you didn't know. Yes,
No, I didn't
yes.
know.
So yes, we did. We won an award for the
Fabulous.
best social awareness film.
Wonderful.
Yes,
So
and-
what have you done now?
So now I've done a film called Why Should I Care? And it is about how domestic violence affects all of us.
It's about why should I care? Why should we care when you think about it? Why should we care? Because if we don't care for others, I don't think the world is worth living.
Exactly.
It's not worth living. If it's all about you, but I'm also going to say tomorrow that if you don't have yourself in order, you can't have it in order out there either. You have to be in order first, and then you can do it afterwards. Is that correct?
Oh, of course, yes. You have to first
look.
self-manage yourself.
Yes.
You're the boss of you, right?
I'm my own boss.
So if you can't get it right, how are you going to go out and help anybody else get
Get
it
it
right?
right.
Yes.
So what makes you think you've got it right?
Oh, come on. I know I got it right. I'm the big boss of me.
Awesome.
I have a very unique background that really
Did
helps
you leave
with...
any of yourself at home today? I don't think so.
No.
No, you brought it all with you. Brought everything with you.
Yeah, and if you see my car, you'd understand. I go from one stage to the next stage to the next stage. I actually came here from a police conference. So I was at a police conference.
And what did they have to say?
Speaking. Well, I
Anything
was
good?
actually speaking. I was speaking
Oh,
on
how lovely.
police
So what did
suicide.
Police suicide?
Correct. Yes.
Hang on a second. Do police commit suicide?
Yes, they do.
How would anybody ever think of that?
You
They
don't
get
realize.
disappointed,
Well, you don't
disappointed?
realize what it is that law enforcement officers see from day to day.
I was going to say they see a lot of stuff that,
Right.
that we don't hear about, we obviously don't see,
Right.
and they can't bury it within their system because they're human.
Right, and it builds up. It builds
Yeah.
up, so you have this, it's like an ongoing trauma. So you never really have a post-traumatic because the trauma doesn't stop.
It doesn't go away.
Exactly.
Because another one takes its
Every day
place.
you get a reintroduction of something different. Exactly.
So obviously, how's the crime and everything going on in Vegas?
The crime?
I think I just opened up a can of worms.
Yeah. And I don't want to talk about crime, though. I want
No.
to talk about my
Happiness.
colleagues that unfortunately are taking, at their own hands, taking their own lives. Last year, we lost 46 officers to violent assaults, where someone either shot them, ran them over, stabbed
We
them,
don't
something
hear
like
about that. We don't hear about that
No,
in Vegas.
you don't. And we've lost 140 officers in the year of 2017 by their own hands.
Not ordering by their own hands.
Meaning they killed themselves,
they
committed
killed
suicide.
themselves, they committed suicide.
Right.
I mean, we're hearing figures that I never ever knew about.
Right. Most people don't know about it unless you are a loved one or related to law enforcement.
But
For
then
the most
even
part,
then
you
people
don't know
don't. But
about
then
it.
even people don't listen to you. I mean, they'll listen to you, but then they pass it on, and it's never in the papers. It's never anywhere.
Because they don't want a stigma.
Of course.
Cops are superheroes. The
And
cops
that's how we
come
have to think of them all
and
the
save
time.
the day, right?
Well, they do, though. I mean, as much as we don't like a cop hanging around a corner or hiding himself to give a ticket, there's two stories to that. It's either helping people to stop speeding, or because they want to make money for their, for the police force.
It doesn't make money for the police force. That's a misconception.
See? See, now you know. Are they not protecting? Are they not kind of slowing people down? And otherwise, we'd be a bunch of maniacs out there.
Yes, yet that's
me.
protecting and serving, actually, slowing the traffic down, ensuring that you're not out there flipping your car and things such as that. That's not all that police officers do, though.
No.
Traffic officers, NHP, things like that, dealing with traffic. We're talking about, and plus the trauma that the traffic officers in NHP see is those everyday accidents. You know how we hear about these backups on the freeway?
Oh, yeah, we have them all the time.
This, right, there's been a fatal, there's been this, there's been that, you know.
Yeah.
So just imagine being the one who goes to those scenes. So there's no censor for us, and it's not TV. It's not the what is it? The gelatin that they put on there for. It's real blood. It's real decapitated
people. Real life.
It's real
stuff going on.
Exactly.
Is this a little bit of what your movie is about, or what is the movie about that you just finished?
The movie I just finished, and this is what's so neat about coming on and seeing you, because the first movie I saw was about veterans. So I did a movie about veterans.
Because we've got November 11th coming up, which is Veterans Day.
Yes, and I am a U.S. Army veteran. And whatever.
What was that?
I love your brother, Air Force off the camera.
Yeah, there he is, Air Force off the camera. Oh, that's my lovely Steve.
Yes.
Steve Seabar, he's amazing.
Let me lift him up also.
I like that.
So the last time we were here, Stephen and Kona were behind the cameras, and they heard me talk about the veteran that I was doing, the film on veterans, which I won an award for. And they asked me, did I have another project coming up? And I said, well, yeah, so happens that, yes, I do. And it was on domestic violence. So the Why Should I Care film that we are getting ready to release out to film festivals, I ended up partnering with Kona and Steven, and they're doing my production, so they're my producers, and I wrote and directed.
So you took my producer away from me.
They came to me.
What am I going to
do? They came to me.
No, they're both very, very generous, and they're very, very wonderful.
Yes.
And I admire them for going out and doing that. And I agree with it. And of course, this is not the only job they have anyway.
Yes.
They have other work
Multiple
that they do,
hats,
multiple hats they wear, and multiple things they do. So I'm all in tune for that. I just think it's amazing that Steve has done that. But
thank you for sharing.
Steve. Oh, absolutely. We will always share. We will always share. So anyway, this violence thing. So what about where are we going with this movie? How long is it?
It is a 15-minute movie.
Okay.
It's a short. It tells the story. I don't want to give too much away because I do want you to watch it. I want you to come to film festivals and vote for us. Yeah.
When is that? When's the film festival?
We're looking into it now. We're getting together, and we're going to start some submissions. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
But what exactly is it about? What about?
So we talk about how domestic violence affects everyone, not just the person involved.
Okay.
And the reason why I use the title "Why Should I Care" is because I come from law enforcement. Before I retired, I was a domestic violence detective, and I dealt with people who would say, "Well, why do they stay?" and "I don't get this," and blah 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 blah. Right?
It.
They didn't understand. It was like, "Why should I care?" But then I start watching situations like the young man that went into the church and shot up the entire church because he was looking for his ex-wife. Right? Why should you care? You're sitting in church and you have a situation where there's an estranged boyfriend or husband coming in and shooting up the church. Why should you care? I think you care. They lost like 28 people there, So it affects us all. There was a story in San Bernardino where an ex-husband came on campus and shot the wife and a student on campus. Why should we care? Because we're all in the crossfire.
Well, we're all involved in it.
Yes.
Everybody's involved in it. Whether you're shot or not shot, or whether you're the person they want to shoot, which are hopefully not,
right.
But you're still involved in watching or seeing the situation anyway, and having that frightened moment of being sort of not self-sufficient at all, because you can't do anything. Somebody comes in with a gun and starts shooting up. What are you supposed to do?
Right.
Except hide under a table, but there's maybe no place to hide.
And the neat thing about our story is we tell it from a workplace perspective. So this is a co-worker who comes to work, and people see it, and they see the bruises, they see this, but no one wants to say anything. And so our movie brings on a catalyst to where you see how it affects everyone.
Yes. You know, it's funny, I'm very persistent when I feel that something's wrong with somebody, and actually my talent director will tell you this, that when I feel something, I say, what's wrong? Nothing. Well, that's not true. What's wrong?
Right.
You know, and I will keep on and on and on. Now don't, you know, well, I don't want to tell you. Then there is something wrong.
Correct.
So, and then once you find it, and I always feel that once the person lets that out, what is wrong, they feel better.
Yes.
Because now they've released that anxiety.
Right.
They've released the problem, and then from somebody else's perspective, maybe it's not as bad as what they're feeling. Or
Right,
maybe
yes.
we can help.
Or they can help. Yes, they can get help.
Or maybe we can help them. So what you're doing is kind of it's like a boomerang. It's like sort of, you know, going everywhere, isn't it?
I want us to open our eyes. That's why I called it Why Should I Care? Open your eyes to your neighbor, your fellow worker, even just the person in the line next to you. You know, if somebody's got something going on, we are so busy in our phones, right?
Oh, I wish these phones, I mean, I love my phone, but let's drop them. I mean, sometimes I leave my phone at home.
Right.
I forget it. I forget it's at home. Do I turn around and go back and get it? No.
No, you manage, right?
Well, I managed for many years because I'm kind of in the time when we didn't have these problems.
Right.
It is funny. I don't know if it was better then or not, but we seem to be more self-sufficient. We seem to know more what was going on, more what was happening. Now it's just a phone, and everything's like, you want it, it'll come to your house.
Right, and it's a major disconnection. So we disconnect not only from our people sitting right next to us, because if she's sitting next to me and I'm on the phone,
I would be very upset. She'd never come on my show again. She'd never be.
Good thing Matthew has my phone.
I love it. Isn't she amazing, woman? You are absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
With this project, you know, why should you be there? Why should you understand? Why should you be a part of anything? Of course you should be a part of everything. That's what the world is all about.
Right.
I think we're trying to get that more into life.
Yes.
And I think we have to really start that a little bit with the parents, getting back in touch with their younger children and their youths.
Yes.
You know, even their teenagers. Let's just drop all the phones for dinner.
Yes.
Let's just be in the house and let's just leave our phones just for 1 hour, maybe.
Yes, just connect.
Disconnect.
Have a basket right there when you enter the door.
It's actually, it's not disconnecting.
No, I said just connect.
I was going to say.
Yes.
And then connect with your family. Find out, what have they been doing all day? Would you like someone to know what you were doing? Have you got something you'd like to talk about?
Right. Because you don't want to say, check my Facebook. What you been doing all day? Check my Facebook.
It's like when people say, well, what do you do? Oh, just go to Facebook and you'll find out everything I do. It's like, well, that's really a turn off, isn't it?
You lose the relationship.
The relationship, you lose all that. So how do we do, what would be your greatest thing to connect?
To connect with me? Well,
anyone. Connect. All right.
You're so funny.
How do we connect with you?
Okay, first off, let me encourage you on a basic connection, okay? A basic connection is simply smile at people. When you stop at a light, you know how we all go internal or no? At the light, we pick up our phone to see what we can check between lights.
Funny you should say that. I was at a function on Saturday and there was a thing of bicyclists, these men, great big bicycles. And I'm looking like this, and this guy looks back at me and catches my eye, so I smile and I say, and there was a connection.
Yes.
And it was a great I don't know who he was, he don't know who I am.
Exactly.
But it was a connection, so what you're talking about, and it kind of gives you a lovely feeling when I just connect with somebody I don't know.
It is. It's so simple, and it is the nicest thing. And going back to what we spoke about just a little bit earlier with the suicide, people commit suicide sometimes because they feel isolated and disconnected. Oh. And that human touch, that human smile, that human, how are you?
That's it,
just like that. And listen, how are you? Okay, yeah, all right, and walk away. No.
I have a great lie when she said that. A lot of people, you're checking out of the food store anywhere, and they say, well, how are you doing today? And I look at them very straight face. I say, whoever I can. Oh! See what happened? See what the reaction is? And that's why I do it.
I'm probably turning red.
That's why I do it. Because it makes them laugh. They look at me like, how could you possibly say that? Easily, I just said it. But the only reason I say it, because I know they're going to laugh. Right. And it takes them off. They're all serious. They're all like that. And they start like, you started laughing.
Right, exactly.
So that's my little gimmick. It's rather a sort of a funny one, but it's a gimmick.
It is. It's good. Is
it a good one?
Make someone connect with you.
And then when somebody else says to me, where do you come from? I say, my mother.
There you go.
I do. I come from my mother. All right. What was the question?
That's good.
Anyway, so what do people do to connect?
So to connect with me, you can find me on Facebook as under Chaplain Dow. That's CHAPLAIN Dow, D-O-W. You can find me on Twitter, same, Chaplain Dow. You can find me on Instagram at Dow Chaplain. And I don't know why they flipped it around.
You got that everywhere.
And then also, of course, at TamiaDow.com. So that's TamiaDow.com. And you'll be able to find all those connections from that one.
And if you have an idea for a movie, a short movie that she does, or something that is very that is needed out there,
socially conscious.
Socially conscious. There you go. Socially conscious. Amazing woman, isn't she lovely?
So my next one is going to be on human trafficking. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Do you know anybody in that? I know somebody you should.
That's where I come from, domestic violence. But
domestic
you're going to connect me.
I'm going to connect you to a woman.
Okay.
I know there's a woman I'm going to
definitely.
connect you to.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget, you must subscribe, because my producer keeps telling me you've got to subscribe to Vegas Live with Ninon, just to build everything up, just to let everybody. We're giving a platform to everybody in Vegas out there. I don't care who you are. You can be down here. You can be up here. I don't mind who you are or what you are, as long as you have a story.
Amen.
That's all we need is a story.
I love
don't
it.
We?
Life is full of stories.
And for every face, there's a story behind it. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.
Do you love the stories of Las Vegas? If you love the stories of Las Vegas, you need to subscribe and tune in to Vegas Live with Ninon.